Now to our other top story, the mayor's former chief advisor, Ingrid Lewis-Martin, led down the courthouse hallway in handcuffs this afternoon, pleading not guilty to bribery and conspiracy charges. The Manhattan DA calling it a case of quid pro quo. Let's get out live now to Dick Brennan in Lower Manhattan with the new developments tonight. Dick.
Well, Maurice, Ingrid Lewis-Martin, two businessmen and her son were all here in Manhattan court today pleading not guilty to charges of bribery, money laundering, and conspiracy. And in the meantime, their attorneys say they're really going to fight this.
We're very confident that the New Yorkers, using their common sense in this courthouse, will understand the ridiculousness of these charges.
Arthur Idala, the attorney for Ingrid Lewis-Martin, gave a preview of his defense of his client.
I know there's a political motive here. This is ridiculous.
Lewis-Martin was chief advisor to the mayor, but today her hands were cuffed behind her back when she entered court, pleading not guilty to bribery and conspiracy.
Today's announcement addresses corruption at the highest levels of city government. The indictment unsealed today can be summarized in 3 words: quid pro quo.
The Manhattan DA charged that two businessmen paid $100,000 to Lewis-Martin and her son, Glenn Martin II, which he allegedly used to buy a Porsche and other luxury goods in exchange for influence with the buildings department and other favors.
We allege that real estate developers and business owners Rosada Pinky Vaid and Mayank Dravidi paid for access and influence to the tune of more than $100,000.
And prosecutors say Lewis-Martin moved to cover up the conspiracy, in part by using an encrypting messaging app and using coded language in a text message.
Quote, please only use Signal for asks.
This is just the latest charges facing a member of the Adams administration. The mayor is charged in a federal corruption case, but the Manhattan DA says Adams has nothing to do with the case against Lewis-Martin. Now, the judge in this case says next week he wants to have a conference with lawyers and perhaps even defendants to talk about the case. It's not clear when this might go to trial. Maurice.
So, Dick, we heard the defense attorney there, Ayala, calling this thing ridiculous. Do we have a sense of how strong this case actually is?
Well, Maurice, as you know, the U.S. Supreme Court is making these cases harder to prove. They've certainly raised the bar for prosecutors. Now, the prosecutor, as you heard, Alan Bragg, he said, hey, this is quid pro quo. You did this for me, I do that for you. But Arthur Idala was saying, wait a minute, folks, you can have 2 acts, and they each could have happened, but that doesn't mean there's a crime. For example, he says, yes, Ingrid Lewis-Martin could have made a phone call, as she does for many constituencies. And yes, her son could have gotten checks. But unless you can prove that the 2 of them are linked, then you don't have a case. And that's the challenge for the Manhattan DA, Maurice.
Okay, going to be fascinating to watch ahead. Dick Brennan, thank you so much.